While I was recording the video for acceptance, there is something else I wanted to talk about. I may have missed to mention it because a lot of people use acceptance and some other destructive aspect of it as same. Now I'll make the differentiation here. Now acceptance doesn't mean someone saying, this is who I am. You just have to take me for who I am. I abuse people, I hurt people, I harm myself and I harm others, and I have a drinking problem. I have a broken or very nasty attitude towards other people. I just don't respect others. This is how I am. This is who I am. So just tolerate it, or just bear with it, or whatever. Now don't confuse that kind of limited belief of who they are as acceptance. Now why I have to focus on it, because acceptance truly is a very uplifting tool. Why? Because it is helping you see those unseen, unaware, hidden aspects of who you are and bringing into your attention. Because when you fully pay attention to your own limitations, weaknesses, strengths, likes, preferences, belief systems, whatever that is influencing you, it is also saying, I have now the tendency to fully see it for what it is, which means fully accept it without any rejection of any part of it, or without feeling the need to justify it or find excuses for that behavior or belief or pattern. See it for what it is. Fully see it honestly for what it is. Which means it will now help expand my horizons, my personality, a self, by building something better out of it. Acceptance never comes with an excuse or a tagline or justification by saying this is who I am, so I don't care. No. It actually helps you find your own self, your limitations, weaknesses, your boundaries. Where is it that you're stopping yourself? Where is it that you're letting yourself be covered or smothered by artificial external beliefs? Where are you not fully seeing yourself? Which means you are getting into certain behaviors or habits or patterns or addictions or certain relationships or certain kind of things that are only repeating themselves every single time, but you are not gaining anything out of it. In the sense, not materially, financially. Don't ever confuse the gaining of something on the inside and an understanding of who we are to something material. Don't ever do that. But I have a job, I have this, I have money, I have this. Those, you can keep all of that aside. Because if you are not being truly authentic with who you are, and you cannot accept who you are for what you are here in the heart, doesn't matter how much material goods you have. It really doesn't matter. Society can tell you whatever stories it wants. It really doesn't matter. Really, because your quality of life is in shits. That's the truth. And without that, whatever you have in the material is shits. It's just garbage. This is the harsh reality of people comfortably living with the external things, but comfortably, conveniently ignoring the internal aspects of the personality. It never really works, and it is never really a long-term healthy plan. It may work for some time, but not for the long run. So acceptance never comes with this defiance of what's good and what's not, what is constructive, what builds me up and builds others, and what breaks me up, breaks me down and breaks others down. That is how I would like to put it. Because acceptance of who we are fully, honestly, truthfully comes with a level of awareness and understanding, where it will also say, okay, so I have the tendency to lash out immediately without thinking for a second when I am in the peak of my anger. I burst out. And in that, I break things, I say nasty things about people, I may end up hurting myself, I may drive too fast, and I have certain experiences that already proved to me that those behaviors are destructive, damaging. It caused harm to me and it caused harm to others. It broke relationships, it broke trust, it broke certain things, it also broke certain material things also. And that is what acceptance means, to see that, oh, I have this approach to certain things, and in the midst of anger, I have this tendency. Now, next time when you know that you are getting that same anger that you were responding to before, reacting to before, now that you are fully aware of it, you make a contingency plan. You use that energy, sudden burst of energy, for running. You may go for a walk, you may use a sandbag, you may write down a diary of you pour out your feelings by just fully expressing and throwing everything out on the paper. Maybe you sing a song loudly, maybe you just go for gym or go for cooking. You find an avenue. Maybe you clean stuff, it helps. So maybe you go to the kitchen or some washroom or somewhere and you just start cleaning stuff. Maybe you start cleaning and organizing your room and throwing stuff that no longer is necessary, junk. Whatever that energy, whatever that response now turns into something constructive. And in the process, you are also helping yourself by not reacting and causing damage, and then later on feeling the need to justify, find excuses and explain that behavior by saying, oh, I'm just that kind of person. How is that behavior different from real self-acceptance? Is this: you do not want to make excuses for your weakness by saying, hey, I'm just human. You just don't even feel the need to do that, because there is an acceptance, there is a respect for yourself that you gained. You also have awareness of your own limitations, boundaries and weaknesses, that you choose to make a different choice than the one you have been making when you are automatically carried away by the anger before. Now, the society, there are some toxic people who are breeding some really nasty behaviors in people by saying, this is who I am. I'm alpha, beta, gamma, sigma. I don't care. I don't understand why people are using all these alphabets and names unnecessarily. There is no need for any of that. Can you even be a human, a decent, respectful human? You can't be? Then get out. I don't need your labels, or I don't need your terms, useless, pathetic, culturally defining terms that's gonna change after 5 years or 2 years. This is just a trend people are trying to exploit in the name of BS. It's all bullshit. It's all to lead people down to all these nasty behaviors and then convincing them that, hey, this is how it is. Hey, this is good. Hey, this is socially, culturally acceptable. Hey, this is what bullshit science talks about. Bullshit science is different from real science. And in times like this, where everything is bullshit science and real science is somewhere and we rarely find it, it really needs very, very smart mind and a skill for truth to be able to see bullshit for truth. Because nasty behaviors are being promoted by saying, hey, this is what it is. Hey, this is who I am. Hey, this is what I will be. If you can't accept me, then get out. Sure, if you are living in a true, authentic play and you have a principle, you have morality, and you have not really operated in a whim of laziness, a cowardice, a cultural laziness and cultural cowardice, where you cannot stand up for truth, your own truth, that you feel the need to find excuses, justifications, explanations, so that you know your behavior is pathetic, but you want to get away with it. And so you invent excuses, stories, and you quote people like, hey, XYZ is a celebrity and they behave like that, and they told me this is alpha, this is sigma, this is beta. I don't care. Why do you even feel the need to justify your pathetic behavior? Because they know it's pathetic. That's what it is. A real acceptance doesn't feel the need to go ahead with some pathetic behavior, and instead of saying apology, or accepting, hey, this is something I want to change, this is something not good, every time I can't keep reacting to certain things like this, I want to change things, I want to make better contingency plans, and instead you want to excuse yourself, you want to get away with the behavior so that you can keep doing the same behavior. That is essentially a very pathetic, destructive behavior. That is not acceptance, that is arrogance. That is a stunted, broken behavior that wants to repeat itself, and in order to repeat itself without any consequences, they will be justified by some story or the other, some justification, excuse. Or some people even use silence sometimes, by making it seem like, oh, this person is silent after all this fraud that they committed, and so maybe there is a truth in them, because there is some kind of truth in silence. This is what our culture is doing right now, enabling destructive behavior. As long as you can find an excuse for it, you can find a justification for it, you can find an excuse for it. No. Real acceptance owns itself, owns its behavior. It takes an ownership. Yeah, this is what I've done, this is what has happened, these are the repercussions of it. And I also see it's not a very effective way of dealing with whatever it is. It just, for the moment, I may feel good, but later on it's coming with its own consequences, which are not very nice. And I don't want to be like that. So I'll make better contingency plans, better way of responding or acting on certain situations or scenarios. Now that is self-acceptance. That is a constructive, real self-acceptance. When you feel the need to say, this is who I am, but you don't know how to operate in your own authenticity, but you feel the need to justify your destructive behavior, that's not acceptance. That is just bullshit. And as long as you keep repeating bullshit, you will keep getting bullshit. It's not going anywhere. That's surest way of seeing whether your acceptance journey has reaped any benefits is, has it actually improved your well-being on the inner side? Peace, calm, a sense of assurance and security with who you are, comfort. You are comfortable under your own skin despite the flaws, because you are actually, without even knowing, you are actually working on it, working on those behaviors that are not so nice. And you made a choice, you owned it. You made a choice to do it differently, to act differently, to behave differently, to make different choices, so that you reduce drama and chaos and destruction in your life, and you increase peace, harmony, joy, time, effort. There's a lot of room now being made in your life, because you're avoiding certain behaviors and peoples and situations and events and chaos that used to make you feel like it's okay to be chaotic in the past, but somehow it was eating away at your peace. But now that you accept it and you're acting on your own authenticity, your own sense of freedom and agency, you are able to make better choices, different choices, and that has created a lot of room for peace, harmony, joy, positive aspects, better sleep, better friendship, better relationships. These are positive signs. Are you able to just say no comfortably? Somehow there is this inner confidence that says, oh, I feel better about myself. I'm able to be comfortable under my skin. Those are the subtle, very powerful, important changes that real self-acceptance brings. Not excuses and bullshit and explanations that will tell you, it's okay, you can be as as nasty as you please as long as you find a story to justify it. You can invent any kind of lies. Can you live with the truth? I mean, everybody is comfortable living a lie. Do you have the courage to really live in the truth? Again, not even an outside truth. It's who you are. Come on. Can you? You have to ask that question. That is why self-acceptance is powerful. It's not a bullshit that's excusing itself. It's an authenticity, a truth that is saying, this is it. So what can we do about it? That's truth.